What's up guys, Tech and Tyler, and today's video is going to be about a really cool old NEMA head that I got, I'd probably say a couple years ago, and I thought I made a video on this one, but apparently I didn't, going back and checking. I think I made one on it, but it must have got deleted and I never posted it, so this is the remake of said video. And today's fixture that we're going to be looking at is this pretty cool one right here. Now, excuse me, I already have the bulb photocell cord all hooked up on it because I was testing it first to make sure it still worked because I wasn't sure. But the story behind this one is actually pretty interesting. So this is the only one that I have that is Westinghouse designed like this. And I believe this design was from the 60s possibly or so. I don't know if it's early 60s or late 60s, but it's definitely 60s era. I got this one day when I was working for a different company. I had to go to the local electric company to get some like 4-inch PVC swooping 90s or something like that. And when I was over there, I asked one of the dudes, I was like, hey, do y'all have any street lights that are being thrown away or whatever? And he was like, yeah, I think we got some. And he said, yeah, pick out whatever you want. Honestly, he was like, the lesser there are, the less I have to deal with. So I picked out a couple. It might have been like 3 or 4 maybe of like mercury vapor fixtures, like 1 or 2 high pressure sodium fixtures possibly at the time. But this one was a definite grab because of how old and the design of it is. This one, unfortunately, when I got it, the ballast in it was shot. It was completely burnt up, charred, just completely destroyed inside of it. So there was no saving the original ballast, unfortunately. But I did manage to fit it with a different one, and it does work pretty good. And it fits in the bracket pretty good. I'm thinking that this is one of those fixtures like some of the other videos I've made where it was a ballast kit fixture. Because this one has also one of those unique brackets where you can take the ballast out of it and it's just the bracket for the light. It's not a, piece together one or one that has different components in it. It's just frame, socket, ballast. So it's got 2 screws in the top of the housing here. You loosen them, the whole assembly comes out, just like kind of like the GE ones I made videos on. So that's what makes me kind of think this one's maybe a mercury ballast kit possibly, and it was incandescent, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, the original ballast in it was a massive Westinghouse ballast, but it was completely burned up, fried. So I took all the components out of it, cleaned it up, which the head of this is in immaculate shape already as it is, which was really surprising. And I added a ballast in it that came out of a GE fixture. I think the code for it was like the 201s or something like that. The ones that are kind of shaped kind of funny. But it had in it, funnily enough, like, being a Westinghouse head and putting a GE ballast in it, it had, like I said, it had the ballast in it that looks like this. So one of the simple, like, good GE ballasts that have the 3 terminals on the front here for like power, bulb, neutral, stuff like that. These ballasts work pretty well, as long as they're not burnt up. I've come across a couple of fixtures where they're burnt up or one of the leads become messed up, and I've repaired a couple of them. That one was one that I had to fix. I have another one actually sitting like right here on the workbench. That one right there that had a bad connection that I fixed and got it working again. But I put one of those ballasts in it because it was like one of the only ones I had at the time that was like a spare that would fit it. Because the bracket, I didn't want to have to cut it or anything, so I was able to retrofit one of those ballasts in it, and it worked out good. I kept it 175 watt, but if I take you out of the stand here to get a little bit of a closer look at it, you can see the Westinghouse logo there. It's got a sticker on the side that's I guess kind of newer in the past 10 years, 15 years maybe or so, mercury vapor sticker. It's got a photocell on the top of it. That's Westinghouse. I currently have the cap on it, so let me scooch this tripod over a little bit. See if there's anything on the top of it to show. I think it's a Westinghouse photocell. I could be wrong. No, doesn't really look like it, unless it is and you just can't see the words on it or stuff or anything like that. But yeah, the photo socket on the top of it's good. If I can put this back on it. Sometimes they don't like to cooperate, and I can't really see it from below here. But the inside of it, as you can see, I gotta zoom in a little bit, turn on the flash. But yeah, as you can see, the GE ballast in there. You can see how the bracket assembly works, and I basically had to squeeze this in between it. So that's the back half of it, and then here's the front half. It's a little tight in there, especially with the terminal block and everything, but you can see in there all the connections and everything. Ballast is in good shape. You can see the terminal block right there. Really nice terminal block. I really like these older fixtures with these on them. They work so well. And I'm happy that this one's also not chipped or broken or missing any of the pieces. There's nothing wrong with that one. Let me get the tripod set back up here. There we go. But yeah, overall it's in really nice shape, and I would love to find an original lens for it. This one didn't have, when I got it, a lens for it at all. And from what I've learned seeing in pictures, the lens that would have been on this would have been kind of like a teardrop shape at the bottom of it, kind of big lens, actually, kind of like a gumball shade a little bit. So I would love to try to find a Westinghouse lens that fits this for the correct time period of the fixture. Also, forgot to show as well, if you look back here, you can see the slip fitter. It's got a screw in the bottom, and it's got 2 screw holes in the top on each side, if you can see that. Those 2 are missing. I got to get some bolts that match that one, but you can see how they welded it. Pretty decent weld job on it for back in the day, honestly, on that. The fixture itself, without the ballast in it, it's got some good weight to it, so it's good quality. It's, even though it's pot metal or whatever it was, it's better quality pot metal. But yeah, I was super excited when I found this, and for them to say, yeah, take it. So I've had it for a while now, but like I said, I thought I made a video on it, but apparently not. I must have forgotten. So let me go ahead and get it plugged in to test. If it's a little loud on startup for some reason, I'm not too sure why. It really vibrates the whole thing and rattles. I don't know if it's because of how I mounted it or what it is, or it's the ballast. I might eventually take this ballast out and use this in the different type of fixture, or put a different one in this. I'm not too sure yet. But for now, I'm just going to keep it how it is, because it's 175 watt. Nope, fits what the fixture's supposed to be, but it's a GE ballast and a Westinghouse fixture. So if I can find a Westinghouse ballast that kind of matches this, I'd probably replace it, but until then I might just keep it this way. But I'm going to let this warm up fully, and then I'll bring you back. So see you in a second. Alrighty, we are back now, and it is at full brightness. And with having this type of ballast in it as well, these ballasts actually get to full brightness pretty quickly. That's why I like these ones. They're smaller, compact, they don't weigh a whole bunch, and they just work really good. It's back when, besides like the old stuff, when GE actually made the mercury fixtures a little bit better than what they became until the end. So these ballasts are still good. I like these ballasts a whole bunch because they're simple and they're small and compact, and they work really good. As long as they're hooked up right and they don't burn out and stuff, these ballasts will last quite a bit. I have multiple fixtures that are like the 201s or whatever they're called, and they have these ballasts, and each one of them work perfect. The only thing about the ones that I have is I got to rewire them all because all the wires in them are dry rotted, but they still work good though. But yeah, this one works fantastic. Like I said, it might be a permanent ballast, I'm not too sure, but it works, and it's quiet. It doesn't hum loud at all. It's got a slight sound to it, but the most annoying part is the initial startup where it just shakes the whole thing and just buzzes really loud and vibrates. But that's the only issue at the beginning of it, but the rest of it's fine. So let me turn out the light really quick. We'll get to see it with it a little darker. If we take a look down here, let's see how well it lights everything up there. Oh. Take a look up at the ceiling here. Let me kind of focus in a little bit better. You can see how well lights up everything up here. You can see possibly my shadow on the ceiling, maybe not. But yeah, it's nice and bright. Powers the bulb at full brightness, better than some of the other ones. So overall, pretty happy with this one. Like I said, I did this a long time ago and thought I posted it, but apparently not. So thought it would be a good time to go ahead and make a video of it while I was testing it to check it out to make sure it was all good. So yeah, that will wrap up this one. I'm gonna try to find like I said, a lens for it. If I can find one, I'll make another video of what it looks like with it and on it, if I can find one possibly, but I know it's going to be probably difficult to find it. But if I do, stay tuned, you'll see that. But until next time, thank you, and keep a lookout for new videos coming out. See ya.